Beloveds, this is Cynthia, and I have my special guest too with my friend, my co-leader too in our women's group and that, but Kim Daniels. Welcome, Kim.
Hi, great to be here.
Oh, it's just exciting. I've been just one of my favorite scriptures about being fearfully and wonderfully made, and that's in Psalm 139.
hmm
And I will share that a lot with people, or even when I'm ministering or praying for others. That's one of the core verses that the Lord will people can understand that they were created in His image and for Him.
And
Yeah.
because he's shown that to
hmm
you so powerfully, when you pray for other people, you can pray it with confidence,
Yes.
faith.
Yes. I love it. And
Yeah.
anyway, he took me a little deeper
Ooh.
today about it. I went and looked up the words fearfully and wonderfully, and then went on
Ooh.
this beautiful little, like we talk about treasure hunts. I felt like God was taking me on a little treasure hunt. He said, I want you to look up this. I want you to look. Um, I just love word studies. Didn't used to, my education days weren't the best.
hmm
And, I was a runaway at 15 and all that. Didn't graduate from high school and a lot of things. So I didn't think I was educated, but God's taught me over the years, and I seek things out and I learn. And I've accomplished a lot over the years, but
hmm
because of Him and being created in His image,
hmm
we're all amazing, and there's so much we can do if we're willing to let Him lead us in that, right?
hmm
So I wanted to share a little bit about, being am I fully accepted in His as He's calling me beloved,
hmm
right? And I call beloved unveiled is what I felt like He called me beloved,
hmm
and He's unveiled me, and then I had this epiphany of Him knowing every hair up on my head, right?
hmm
Which, by the way, goes. I know you all don't understand it, but the word of the year for me is sparrow.
hmm
Probably going all over the place. Sparrow um, has to do with the number of the hairs upon your head. Like the sparrow, he said, don't you know that I know you? And just like the sparrow and how to feed the sparrow, he says, the hairs upon your head. So
hmm
that scripture, when it popped out on me, I went, okay, you got my attention, Lord. And I was drawing out the sparrow. But there's a lot to that. It's about abundance. It's about taking care of the provision, protection, all of that.
All of those details.
Yes. So there was so much to it.
Yeah.
And then so he was taking me to that. And I drew out the sparrow, which if anybody's known me all these years, I've never done that before in my life. And I said,
Drawing is not the thing you
no,
like to do.
no, no. And so I was doing that. I was like, oh, this is so fun. I mean, you spend time with the Lord and you become childlike in a way that there's so much that can come out
hmm
that
hmm
is been hidden away because we're creating His image, and there's
hmm
so much we can do that we can tap into that if we just let Him lead us. It's a wonderful.
Adventure.
Oh, it is such a great adventure. And I mean, I used to have dreams about being in a meadow and running, playing and seeing everything there. And it was like, and that's Him. And He picks us
hmm
up. And that's what He wants our life to be like,
hmm
be playful and
Yep.
fun, adventurous. But anyway, so I looked up, because and I love Psalm 139, and I'm hoping it says, "Oh Lord, you have searched me and you've known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from afar. You search out my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways. Even before a word was in my tongue, behold, O Lord, you know it altogether. You hem me in behind and before, and lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high, I cannot attain it. Well, where should I go from your spirit, or where shall I flee from your presence? If I ascend to the heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the innermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, and the light about me be night, even the darkness is not dark to you.
Mm.
The night is as bright as the day. For darkness is as light with you. For you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your words. My soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there were more of them, none of them. There were none of them, but yet they were formed for me. How precious to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast is the sum of them. If I would count them, they are more than the sand. I awake and I am still with you.
Mm.
I mean, it's just a powerful,
Mhm.
powerful. I have a book that you can go into deep study that one of our mentors, a couple, Pat and Dick Lawrence, they were just amazing. They gave us that book, and she said, "You need to read this every day."
Oh, wow.
And it has really, and I've kind of gotten away from it, but I feel like the Lord's calling me back to it because I used to read it like for quite a few years every day,
Mhm.
and that would be my morning, how I would begin. And I looked up the word fearfully,
Mhm.
and in the Webster's 1828, Merriam Bible, dictionary, not the Bible,
Mhm.
but because it also goes back to the original, like the Bible back in the and I read the Amplified, but it says a manner. So that in that dictionary, it says a manner to impress admiration and astonishment.
Hmm.
So there's different things of it, but the in that word where it says fearfully made in the Hebrew, it's talking about this part of the
Mhm.
definition, which is a manner to impress admiration and astonishment.
Mm.
So it's that we it's like the
Oh.
the awe and the admiration, like
Yeah.
the astonishment is amazing, right? So
Mhm.
wonderfully, when I looked it up, it's it's adapted let me see, adapted to excite wonder or admiration.
Hmm.
It's the same, almost the same thing.
Wow.
Exciting, surprise,
Yeah.
strange, astonishing. So it's the same. Almost there's a little bit, but pretty much the same thing. But there's this admiring what he's created. He wants
Mhm.
us to look at how he made us.
Mm.
He says, "I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made.
Mm.
I praise you, Lord." Um, to admire and to be astonished. So the wow factor is like I look down there is to admire and be astonished of how he made me.
Mm.
You know, and I did astonishing, amazing, confounding with wonder or fear. Wonder is excited by novelty and astonishment. It's a surprise. The novelty is newness, a great um, uh, present of is like where there's pleasure.
Mm.
I mean,
Okay.
it's like pleasing emotion, esteem, love.
Oh.
So I kept going when I was going and reading through all this. It's like how he made us. Everyone on this earth was made in his image, that
Mhm.
we are fearfully and wonderfully made. And if we don't come to know him, we will never know who we are. We will never know who we really are and how beautiful, and he wants us to be, not where we're puffed up in our own image
Right.
of how we make ourselves or how we make, but allow him to come in to show us who we are. We
Mhm.
will never know who we are.
Mhm.
And that would, that's his heart, and that's the whole
Mhm.
reason he brought Jesus
So
to
that's
us.
the unveiling of who we are.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's just amazing, it's like, um, and there's this excitement like a little kid when you look at your children, or like I have my grandchildren around, and,
Mm.
when they get excited because they've done something or they showed something or they learned something, and they're so excited, and they're like, "Yeah, you did it, so like, wasn't that good?" Like, "Yeah, that was so great." It's like
Mhm.
it's kinda like we've gotta come to him in that childlike faith
Mhm.
to let him unveil who we really are,
Mm.
and we can be excited about it, say, "Oh my gosh, and Lord, um I could be excited that he created me. No one else is like me. No one else is
Mm-mm.
like you."
Mm-mm.
And that's when comparisons will stop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Comparison will kill our spirit
It
in
will.
no time. Like, oh, I'm more like them. Or why do they get that? Or why do they do like, oh my gosh, it's like, oh, anyway, it's just that wonder, like, I love that. Um, it says excited by novelty. So we're
Mm.
excited about the newness.
Mm. The uniqueness. Mhm.
Yeah. And that great was a parent of pleasure, a great uh, I can't remember what I wrote, but I mean, I can't read my writing there. Anyway, it's just amazing to me, but you're just amazed and confounded with wonder. And it's a great admiration. So for ourselves, and I just want to put out that everyone who's listening out there too, that God created you and
Yes.
you're created in his image and you are wonderfully, fearfully made, that you are, um, you know, God is so excited that he made you.
Mhm.
When he first glanced and knew that you're coming, like it was this excitement and like, wow. And he created us for such a time as this, that we're
Amen.
here and alive today
Mm.
for amazing, amazing things. And the things of this world, let it like get your eyes fixed on Jesus, the
Amen.
author, the finisher of our faith, and he will direct our path, in powerful, amazing, beautiful things.
Amen.
Just like, like you get excited about, like you can say, I'm so excited. Thank you, God, for making me that, like, and to be alive at this time and that I want to know more who I am. Wow, that's fun. I didn't know I could do that. I do that spirit, like, oh, wow, I can do that. You created me and I can do that. I drew that. I'm 66 years old. I can say that now.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. And it took me along. Yeah, it is my birthday day. But it's like, wow, Lord. And it was like I had this moment with him too, because I'll say, okay, it's my birthday. But he in 66, and there was up into probably even yesterday, I was even thinking I'm getting older. I can't do like things I really thought I could do or want to do even more. But it's like, no, I'm doing new things. And it's like, wait a minute, Lord, you designed us to this part, even, you know, I don't think it was his heart for us to age the way that we have because of the systems of this world, right? And the fallen nature we're in. But he knew, and we can trust him in it all.
Mm-hmm.
And I can trust him in my latter years. I can trust him in my age that I'm at. And I can trust him in the things that he still has a great plan for my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fading
There's
away.
more.
Yeah, it's not fading away. It's increasing,
Yes.
And so it's like, and for eternity, like I have kids will come up and say, how old are you? I say, well, in the realm of eternity, I'm just a little child still,
Aw.
in the realm of eternity, we still are. But, so keep that childlike faith,
Amen.
keep your heart, go and seek and ask God, how do you see me? Who do you say that I am? Show me how I'm fearfully and wonderfully made.
Mm.
Isn't that wonderful? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I love it. So I'm hoping for each of you out there listening that you come